Hello everyone. So here I am going to paint with the Upper Barrel Burnt Umber paint over the prepped tumbler because I want to match the tumbler to the glitter I'm going to use. So you just want to put a nice even coat, and this Upper Barrel really covers really well. So I only need one coat over the white. And I am just making sure that there's nice, easy coverage. And I'm actually going to use this to apply the glitter. So here I have my piece of vinyl, and I'm going to attach this to the tumbler. And I think I got this glitter and the vinyl from Little Lee and Rose. And it has a backing on both sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my tumbler. And I will speed this up somewhat so you don't have to watch the whole thing. But I'm just lining it up, making sure that it's going to go ahead and line up nicely. Okay, just checking it again. And then I'm just going to go ahead and peel off the backing that is against the tumbler. And go ahead and attach that. And I'm using this squeegee with a soft side to attach it. Just trying to make sure there's no bubbles, anything like that. And I should have stopped there and taking the wrap off the other side, but I didn't realize and I wasn't paying attention, so now I'm taking the plastic wrap off the top part. And as you can see, it kind of gets stuck. But live and learn. So you see my mistakes. And I'm just going to pull that off. And as you'll see, I do kind of rip the vinyl a little bit, but I'm not really worried about it because I am going to put a drip on this. So you'll see there's a chunk that comes out of the vinyl. But again, I'm not going to worry about it because I know I'm going to put a drip over it. It's taken me a little bit to get this off, but that's okay. You live and learn. You see, I'm kind of fighting with this a little while. Sorry about that. There we go. So I finally get that piece off. And like I said, it does rip a little bit and you'll see it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and tape off that vinyl so that when we apply the glitter, we don't get glitter over the vinyl. So I'm just taping it off with a low tack tape. And I'm just cutting off the excess there. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Helios glitter glue to apply the glitter to that little top rim there that's sticking out. And again, I really didn't need to do this. I should have remembered that I was going to do that, but that's okay. I went ahead and glittered it anyway. No big deal. And then I'm just going to get this real soft brush and kind of get that glitter off of there. And then we're just going to go ahead and apply the Helios glitter glue to the rest of the tumbler and then apply my glitter. You want to do nice even coats. You don't want a lot of streaks or thick glue or it will show up in the glitter. So I'm just going to take my time here and make sure everything is stuck well with the glitter glue and make those nice even lines, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply the glitter to this area. And then I spray it with this Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Clear coat. After this has cured and it is dried and cured, I go ahead and spray it with that spray. And that seals that glitter into place. And I do that after I take the tape off and once it's cured. But I go ahead and take the tape off right away so that it doesn't stick to the vinyl area. Okay, again, I do this Rust-Oleum once it is cured. All right, so we're back. After that, I have sprayed it with the Rust-Oleum 2x Clear and let that cure overnight. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply our first coat of epoxy with this little additive in there, Diamonds in the Sky, I believe it's called. It's just going to add some extra bling to our tumbler. So I go ahead and mix just a little bit with the epoxy, and then you can see the little sparkle in there. Because who doesn't love extra sparkle on your tumbler? So you just want to do a nice even coat of epoxy, and you'll see when it comes around that little chunk out that I was talking about. Again, I'm not going to worry about it because I am going to put drips on this tumbler. So I'm just going to make sure that it's a nice even coat, making sure I get the bottom and along the top edge. And then I'm going to hit this with my heat gun to pop any bubbles, any micro bubbles that might show up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up the edge and sand this tumbler. And okay, so to create my stripes for my tumbler, this is what I do. I go over to Shapes, I choose a square, I unlock it, I choose for the width 0.10 and for the height 11.5. Okay, and then I duplicate that. And then I duplicate it again, and for the wider one I put 0.25 and then duplicate that, and oh yeah, that's right. Oh, because I forgot to unlock it, sorry. 11.5. There we go. Okay, and then I hit make it, and I just separate the thicker ones from the thinner ones. Okay, hit continue. and then choose vinyl. Okay, so I showed you how to do the stripes. Now I'm just pulling them and I'm going to apply them to my tumbler. And I did the light tan a little thicker. So here I'm just showing you how to apply the stripes. I'm just cutting off the excess here. And then I'm going to add the darker brown stripes when I get done with the light tan. You want to kind of put it in the center of your first stripe. It just kind of gives it a nice finished look when you add some pinstripes to your tumbler here. Again, I'm just cutting off the excess. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and add another coat of epoxy to our tumbler. The same way we added the first coat. Want to make sure it's nice and smooth, and you might want to make sure you get the top edge and the bottom really well. And you just want to go over that edge so it's nice and smooth, and you want to do the same thing to the top edge. And then once I get done doing that, I will torch it to get rid of any micro bubbles that are there on the tumbler. And you want to keep the torch moving back and forth. You don't want to keep it in one place for too long because you don't want to burn the epoxy. Okay, so the next step is we're going to apply the drips. And I think I used the Tulip puffy paint, and I added some of that burnt ombre or burnt umber paint to that to make it the color I wanted. Then we're just going to add the drips, and then we're going to add these little sprinkles to it to give it some decorations here. And when you do your drips, you just want to watch that it's thick enough that it's not going to drip too far down the cup. So you kind of want to babysit those drips for a little while. And I believe I got this sprinkles from Little Lee and Rose as well. So the glitter, the vinyl, and these little sprinkles attachments or little things came from Little Lee and Rose. And you just kind of want to put on as many as you want. It's totally up to you. Then I'm just going to clean it up a little bit because I got some of the brown on the tumbler in a couple places. So you'll see me wipe that off in a little bit just to clean it up. There we go. And there I am just cleaning off some of the parts where it got onto the tumbler where I didn't want it. And once I'm done with that, I am going to let this dry overnight again. Make sure it's nice and dry, and then I'm going to again clean up that top edge. Make sure there's no epoxy stuck inside or on the top, so that when I do the last coat of epoxy, you get a nice seal on that. And I'm just going to sand that top again, top rim, just to get it a nice seal for the epoxy to grab onto. And then I'm just going to sand it a little bit. And then I will put my final coat of epoxy on once this is done. Of course, you want to clean your tumbler off with soap and water after you sand it, so there's no dust particles on your tumbler. So I've cleaned it off, and now I'm putting my last coat of epoxy on. You want to make sure that you're careful around those drips, that none of the epoxy kind of pools in that area. And you want to make sure you get all over that area where the drips are. So again, a nice even coat. And then I'm going to get my torch here to get rid of any micro bubbles. And here is our finished tumbler. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.